Welcome, Mr. Jameel Yusuf, to Dev Talks. We are excited to learn about the Citizens Police Liaison Committee, and we'll jump right into our questions. Can you describe why you founded CPLC and your role as the founding chief?
You see, the problem with this part of the world is that there's a total lack of confidence in the law enforcing agencies and the public, and they don't get represented in small politically appointed people, and they have not done police reforms. The rule of law is very bad. It's not only the question of Pakistan, all these countries, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Egypt, they all have the same fate. So the governor, when he came, which is Fakhruddin G. Ibrahim, was the first governor over here in Sindh, when Benazir got elected. That was in 1988, 89, okay? And the law and order was bad. Kidnappings had started. Businessmen were getting worried. And they threw a reception for the governor in which they requested that, there should be somebody that represents the business community or the businessmen, where they could go in cases where they need assistance from the law enforcing agencies. So the lack of trust, basically it's that only, all right? Ultimately, you're going to use the police for other things, for arresting and all that. But the problem was the trust deficit between both. So Fakhruddin Ibrahim said, all right, fine. And there was a lovely, excellent law secretary. And he spoke to the prime minister subsequently. But first he formed it at 4 precincts. Yeah. He chose 4 precincts, 2 from a big Have area class and 1 from the industrial area. So that if there's any problems with the labor or strikes or things like that, then this committee could help, labor leaders could help in patch up the thing or try to resolve issues, okay? Between the factories and the labor, it was like a cushion to go around with. They would talk, they would have more confidence on us than anybody else. So it was formed in the 4 precincts. So the precinct that I was involved in was one of the affluent areas of Peace Ages, if you know Karachi, near the Hill Park area, which is both middle and rich, and very rich class living here. So we were given this police station, which was, of course, with a lot of big shopping centers and all that. So there was more interaction, jewelry shops, banks, big houses. So it was formed at this police station. And the thing was, we were about 6 of us who were initially appointed at each police station. What we started off with, normally, whenever we have such committees, it was always there. The British had brought this system here, okay? But the British used the deputy commissioners, okay? And they called it Mohalla committee or things like that. But most of the people appointed in that would be the touts. Touts of the commissioner system or touts for the police, okay? They would take money or haggle and be in between. But we were, because we were well-to-do, we didn't need any money, okay? We were doing it as a social work, we're doing it as a commitment, we're doing it as helping anybody who needs our help at the police station. And we felt that if anybody needs the law enforcing agencies, it should be their right to get it, okay? There should be no hassle in that. There should not be any scare of that. Because a criminal is very comfortable coming to a police station, but the businessmen and the citizens are not comfortable. It's the other way around, okay?
Yeah.
Because for the criminal, it's a second home. But for the businessmen or for those families, it's not a second home, okay? So what we started off with, we didn't just because we were given some empowerment with a notification of a commissioner, we didn't start dictating terms. We went to the police station. We knew the problems, You'd be shocked that even at the police station, when a station house officer, it's called SHO, is appointed, he used to bring his own furniture. And when he's removed, he takes his own furniture. The glasses in the British days, they would paint it, so that nobody can see from outside, to create that terror effect. Now, when you create that terror effect, so you're terrorizing the good people, you're not terrorizing the criminals, you see.
Right.
So what we did was, the first thing we did is we changed all the window panes. We made them transparent, okay? We put curtains on the windows. We told them, and we bought them all the furniture, okay? We said, from now on, all this furniture is donated here. And we put in a reception table outside. We made a lovely rockery, plants, waterfalls, so that it is a welcome sign. If some citizen is coming, somebody can sit outside. There's a table to welcome him. And we put our telephone numbers with a board. In case you still have any problem, please call us. So what did we do? We made it transparent. We made it accountable. And there were young new police officers there. They were very happy about it. They were willing for a handshake. Because we came there the other way around. Then there's a living housing next to it. And we went and saw it. It was in shambles. It was in really shambles. The water, they had to carry the bucket of water. They did not have a gas line. Now you are in an influential area with all the powers. You can book anybody. You can plant things on them. You can have them jailed, sentenced. And they are burning wood in that times in 1989 in the kitchens, with the smoke. And we were talking of pollution right in their own houses, water tanks. So we spoke to the government, local government. We got the water line, beautiful, lovely, big water line for them. The water would be pumped up to a water tank into the houses. We collected money. We got them a gas line. We put meters. So that thing was welcomed immensely. Okay. Even the chief of police saw it as a very positive role. And this was a period of just 5-6 months. And to introduce the police officers, we threw a big function in a big hall and about 1,000 people were there, And some of the police officers who had done something good, we made our children give them bouquets, thank you letter, standing applause, which they had never witnessed before. For them, it was really the most welcome thing that could happen. Our wives went to the police station, got it painted, put indoor plants over there, made sure they got some stationery, furniture, things, that of use to them. They were shocked. They ever saw any ladies entering a police station before. And then the member's wife, members are supposed to have been very reputable. So why should their wives be coming? But they came, they welcomed them. We made the governor visit the police station and see the change. He was very happy. Went to the public reception. The commissioner was happy. The chief of police was very happy. And that's a good beginning it became, see. And that's how it got established. Otherwise, if we had not done this, I don't think it would have expanded too much, because the commissioner is there, the deputy commissioners are there, the assistant commissioners are there. They are supposed to look into public complaints. They were supposed to assist the public. It is their failure that we became successful. I kept telling them. They didn't like my guts and grit, but I keep telling them, your failure is our success.
So I think, the first principle was that rather than accusing the police or demanding things from them, working with them, donating to them, improving the management systems, and building trust between police and the citizens, right?
Yes, exactly. You see, this is one thing the governor Fakhruddin, when he formed it, even initially, he told us, he says, look, I'm bringing you here to be a bond, a liaison between both. I don't want you to publicly criticize the police. We all know it's bad. Your further saying bad is not going to help, see. It's going to take you far away. The purpose will be killed, okay? And we made it a point. We never criticized the police publicly, never. Whatever it was, okay? If you did not speak too good we didn't speak about them. But we concentrated on our work. We did not enter into every Tom, Dick, and Harry story, okay? Like reading a newspaper and entering and trying to do something, no. All complainants had to come to us. We only helped those complainants who came to us. We didn't pick up a newspaper and say, oh, this girl has got beaten, so let's go. We didn't run after things. We wanted the people to come forward, be bold, come to us, trust, and they came because they could trust us. They were not scared, okay? And we would keep their identity secret if it is required. And you'll be shocked. The first 2 cases that we got within this 6 months, gave us a complete confidence of the government and the press and everybody. Uh, that was, I think, God sent to us. One was a politician, a political worker of the People's Party. I wouldn't like to name him, but anyway, he was one of the PSS students. You see, at that time, Jamaat-e-Islami had a powerful wing, students' wing. The MQM had a very a very powerful wing, and the People's Party had. They had three groups, young groups, who used to fight, who used to, all the time be on warpath. The worst period was 89 to 92. There were kidnappings, political kidnappings, businessmen kidnapping. Both the things were going on. And it so happened that one businessman came running to me that my stolen car is at this Bhadrabad police precinct, and there's a man sitting there. And when I told him that this car is mine, he showed me a weapon. And the SP was sitting there. Can you imagine, in front of the superintendent of police, he's telling the citizen that the person is not born as yet who can take this car away from me. This was his answer.
Oh.
So just get lost. He came to me. I said, let's go. Let's go and see who this guy is. Okay. And I went to the police station. He was still there with a Uzi, the small weapon. It's an automatic weapon. It's an Uzi.
Yeah.
On the table, the SP is sitting. And I told him, I spoke to the SP. He tried to butt in. I said, please, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the SP. Yeah. I'm putting a report and I'm sending a wireless message that this is a stolen vehicle standing here. You better seize it. So the SP got jittery, So then he said, okay, we'll do something. This guy then got up and started going. And he said, while going, he said that nobody can dare take it. I said, mister, forget it. That was when you said it before. Now there is somebody who's going to take this car from you. Don't worry. It has to be surrendered. There's no question about it. And he left the police station with the car. And I told the SP, look, I'm going on the air and wireless, and I'm going to take it very seriously. He assured me, Jameel Saab, just wait. The car will come back in 15, 20 minutes. Don't worry. I've already told this man, you don't know him. You know Jameel Saab. It's not going to end here. It's going to be very bad, okay, for you and me. Okay. And in 20, 25 minutes, he did send the car back. And then I later learned, I thought he had some weapons in the boot of the car, so that he could not hand it over at that time.
Oh, I see.
It had to be that, there was no choice of that. So anyway, he returned the car, but I took it a bit more than that personally. And I told the governor, I think the SP should have arrested him. The SP should have registered the case immediately of recovery. Just because he was of the ruling party, what nonsense is this? Yeah. I said, look, if People's Party, if Madam Benazir thinks that we will be another group who will listen to political pressures or things like that, or any of these politicians, we are not going to be that. We have everything. We are blessed with Allah. We have got everything. If you're going to do this work, we are going to do with honesty, integrity, without any favoritism. It's going to be the rule of law, nothing less than that.
Yeah.
So, and if it is not that, I would like to resign. And I put it on the table. Fakhruddin Saab, a very nice man, governor. He rang up Benazir and told her this has happened. So Benazir also was an excellent person. She asked the governor, asked Jameel Saab, did I call him not to do the case? If I have not called him, why is he bothered? What he has done is right. Who's telling him? Has anybody from my party told him that you don't do this or don't do that? He can do what he likes with the rule of law. That is why I'm giving the okay to even expand this CPLC and establish it. I'm happy that some people are there to take a stand. So that encouraged us a lot. It's coming from that, a top politician, head of the state, a prime minister, giving that assurance. We had to honor it, And we had another chief minister who was there, Aftab Shaban Mirani, Tazaz Hassan, who was the law minister at that time, interior minister and law. And excellent Abdul Qadir Siddiqui, the law secretary, who encouraged the governor into further establishing it, by changing the notification. So that it continued. And that was one first point. And the second thing was a businessman family. The most of the rich women over here, and the moment they deliver one, they want 2, 3 servants to pick up the baby or pick up the bottles also, the milk and all that. So they hire children from Punjab, interior Punjab. They literally like buying them off from their fathers, okay.
Oh.
Giving them 20, 25,000 rupees, something like that, okay. And they bring them over here. They don't pay them any monthly salary. They make them work 3, 4 years, then buy them some, things and send them home, which is only for a couple of thousand rupees, for their marriage and all. So one such girl was in somebody's house and she went for Ishtama, okay. Just look at that. And when she came back, she saw something missing from the house, some jewelry or some cash or something like that. And she tortured this girl, okay, and called the father from Punjab. And, she used the electric hot iron in burning her, one at the face and one at the bottom. So at that time, Ziaul had a law that if anybody breached the sanctity of a woman, okay, of any of her private parts, the whole property could get seized and things like that, with the case. And that was very good for us. And they tortured the girl. The father came, they tortured him, but they couldn't recover anything. And the stupidity they did was they brought these guys to that same police station where I took on the PSF guy, okay.
Okay.
That was the Bagrabad, the same. Just look at Allah's fate, okay.
Right.
Brought them there and told the SHO that, look, register a case for theft and all that. So the SHO saw the child, that she's been burned. The child narrated the story, and the station house officer called me up. See the confidence he got because of my earlier action. See, so we may abuse them, we may talk bad about them, but basically they're good at heart. It's how you use them. If you misuse them, they'll pay bad. If you use them properly, they will respect you. Okay? We learned it in the very early stage. We proved ourselves. And he rang me up and told me, Jameel Saab, your help is needed. They have brought this young girl and the father. They have tortured them, and now they want to have them arrested also for a case. So you are required to come here. And I went there and I rang up the chief of police and I told him. So the chief of police said, look, Jameel, do what you like. You want to just do like this. But remember one thing, they are from Punjab. They won't stay here long, okay? So just put a case to threaten them, just an application, and we will raid their houses. We will go after them. We'll scare the hell out of them. They will approach you, try to get a good fat compensation for them so that they can go back home and they don't have to work, okay, like that. You can get something for the girl. And he said, because if you register a case, they can't stay. They're from Punjab. Where will they stay? The court cases takes years. Okay. So by the time this court case takes long, they will get scared. They will run away. Who's going to take care of them? Very logical, So it was very appealing. Fine. And he gave all the support. We registered the case. We raided the house. Of course, it shook up the business community. Okay. They got this thing worked up. Some of the businessmen had even the cheek to ring me up and tell me, Jameel Saab, we requested for a CPLC not to come after us, but we wanted somebody to help us. I said, look, there's nobody going to help your corruption or wrongdoings. If you are a victim, this is going to be an organization which is assisting victims of crime, whoever they are. And they will take on anybody. We don't care who's going to be in front. Okay. And the law will prevail. So this took some time, and Alhamdulillah, we got them, we chased them. The police did a very good work, and we got them a fat compensation. There was a nice new plastic surgeon just near my house with a beautiful hospital. I spoke to him. The hospital owners were known to me. The child got admitted there, the girl. She was 11, 12 years old. And the plastic surgeon offered to do plastic surgery free of cost. okay? And it took 3 to 4 weeks. Then she stayed at my house, and the father stayed in the quarters, and she got fully cured, sent her back to Faisalabad. I had some friends over there. They bought a house for them. They put the money in the bank for her when she gets married, and she bought a Tonga card for the father to use and earn money and not give his. So it was a blessing in disguise, both these cases. So that gave us a good boost and a start. So these two success models made Fakhruddin Ibrahim establish this at the governor house.
The police are good at heart, but the people who control them, corruption there, or they're used as political servants of the government, which is why the police is so ineffective. Could you elaborate on how we could remove their political servitude, or who could be totally in charge to us to make the police unbiased and, essentially do what they need to do?
Yeah, very relevant point. We have even tried that. Politicians always want to use the police for their own gains. Okay, for elections, in the interiors, they have their own SPs, their own DIGs. They harass their opponents unless they join them, unless they give them the votes. Okay, that is a style, whether it is Punjab, whether it is KPK, maybe less, but Baluchistan, Punjab, and Sindh are the same. Okay, so when Musharraf came to power, and my continuous thing with this experience was, the question is not my saying they were always good at heart and all that. Yes, we had to take on a lot of police officers also. It's not that easy, what I said, right? But when they came to know about our character, they learned how to respect it. My point to tell you was this: they wouldn't try to fool around with me. Like even the precinct that I was in, okay? When we were appointed, the police officer came and said, "Sir, we have recovered a stolen vehicle. Why are you using your car? We can give you this car on the Superdari law," which I said we've made a case for that, right? And you start using that. And I told him, this is the first time you have come to bribe me and use a vehicle that I don't own. It is somebody else's. Next time you do that, I'll put you behind the lockup. So don't ever try to this is how they try to buy you off. You take favors. 16, 17 years, I never took favor. Even my children, for the driving license, they had to go for a test. Otherwise, this was just a simple thing to take, right? Okay.
Yeah.
When Musharraf came to power, Mohiuddin Haider, who was the governor here in Sindh, subsequently, we convinced him to bring in police reforms. The police of Japan, which was the best policing in the world. The conviction rates is 98%. Maybe it's a Japanese culture, they don't lie also. The criminal also doesn't lie, okay, to some extent, okay, but I'm sure not to all 100% content. But they have a beautiful policing system where they involve the community. The police reforms are the Public Safety Commission and the Police Complaint Authority. When the Japanese premier did not see eye to eye with the chief of police there, and somebody questioned him that the prime minister is annoyed at you, so the answer that the police officer gave was, that's his problem, not mine, if he doesn't like me. It doesn't make any difference to me. So we convinced Musharraf to bring these police reforms, because luckily Mohiuddin Haider was the governor here, became the interior minister. He brought me as a kind of an advisor to the ministry, okay? And the first thing I said, we need to do the police reforms, okay? And when I met Musharraf, I said, Musharraf Sahab, do you know why you are the president today? What? And he took him aback, me asking him that question. He says, why? What do you think? I said, I had told Nawaz Sharif to bring in police reforms, and he did not do it in full. Okay? Had he done it and then ordered the chief of police to come and arrest you at the airport when the plane landed, when you did the coup took place because Nawaz Sharif ordered the chief of police to arrest Musharraf when his plane lands in Karachi, coming from Colombo, okay?
Right.
And that would not have taken place. Had that not taken place, there would be no coup. No coup means you would not have been the president. Okay? So please do the police reforms. Don't do any. He was so convinced. We
Right.
went ahead with it, and the police order came of 2002. But then he befriended the two lovely politicians, Parvez Ali and Chaudhry Shujaat. Okay, they are hardcore politicians, which of course Imran Khan also used Parvez Ali, and so what has happened now? Ultimately, the same thing. Okay, and they convinced Musharraf, if you bring these police reforms and you bring them under the control of the civil society, the Japanese model brings the police under the control of the civil society. An independent safety board. The elected representatives are half and half are nominated. Leading personalities, bankers, businessmen. So it is a cushion over there. You can't corrupt them. The thing would run smoothly. The police would get justice. They are free from political constraints, and then they can do the job. And then if they don't do the job, you can hang them for it. So, but that is the way a police force should be, very well. Musharraf brought the reforms. They convinced him to change it. The problem with Musharraf was he wanted to become a democratic dictator. Now, there is no such thing as a democratic dictator. Okay, either you are a dictator or you're a Democrat. And sadly, he undid the whole police reforms with amendments in 2003, amendments in 2004, amendments in 2005, and slowly, his seriousness of bringing the police reforms went away. So sadly, we are left with only the skeleton of it, with no body, no soul of a police reform thing. That's the sad part. And we are witnessing the same political things here. Everybody had a chance. Nawaz had, Zardari Saab had, even Imran had 4 years. Even he didn't bring it. Today, they are criticizing the raids and arrests. If you had brought the police reforms, you would have been the biggest beneficiary of it today. But you all didn't bring it.